Okay, everybody. I am planning on going through today and going a little bit more into depth with some of my tutorials on certain aspects of PowerSchool learning. I came in nice and early this morning hoping it would be up, and what do you know? It is. So hopefully stays up for a little while longer as I go through some things. The very first thing today that I want to show you guys is about assessments. So, sorry. So assessments, we kind of covered them really briefly in my ABCs of PowerSchool learning, but let's go into them a little bit more deeply. Okay. All right, so I'm going to click on assessments again, and I'm going to do a new assessment right here. My goal today is just to show you every single thing that you can do in an assessment. I basically kept it pretty short, and I also want to show you guys how to publish an assessment. That is actually pretty crucial because you can make an assessment, but if you do not publish it properly, and unfortunately it is a lot more complicated than you would think it would be, then what ends up happening is the students can't access it. So if you want to skip to the end to get to that part, feel free. I just, as you may have noticed, moved through some of the stuff I was doing really quickly. Main reason why is just because I already showed that in my other video, the ABCs of PowerSchool learning. So let's begin. So we have multiple choices in here. I'll just go through each one really quickly. So we have short answer essay question. How did World War II and the results of it reshape Europe and the globe? All right, so save. One's right down there. Can add another question. We have fill in the blank. So I'm always a little leery of fill in the blanks. Simply because Hitler's ultimate objective was, because they're not intelligent, and here's what I mean by that. So the fill in the blank, it's going to show up so my students can type in whatever they want there, but what I have noticed with a lot of these is that they're dumb. And here's what I mean by that. If, for example, I have a student go through and type in world domination, and they misspell it, which, let's face it, is a very real possibility with our students, frequently it will mark the answer wrong. Even if the student means the right answer, even if they switch to two letters, you're going to frequently start to see that the system scores them wrong. So if you are looking to create a test that will self-score, I would stay away from fill in the blank. Matching is a great tool. Here's why. Match the term with you can make a whole test based on matching. So for example, a vehicle that was bulletproof and moved on treads. A flying machine. The students can click and drag, and you can build a whole thing based on this. In order to do the correct answers with matching, you just write what it is, what the answer is, in column B, right next to which one it should be next to. And when the students see it, let's go ahead and look at it from a student's viewpoint. Manage assessment. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, preview. I thought it would be view as student, but it's a preview. You will see that you can just drag them in and it re-scrambles them. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, that's my bad. Trying to get it done before everybody gets in and possibly crashes the system again. We have multiple choice and true and false. Those are pretty self-explanatory. You can also go into the question library and import questions. I've never used that, so I'm not going to attempt to teach you that. But what I will do now is I will show you how to actually publish your assessment. Okay? All right. So if I go, when I left that area, you may have noticed that the assessments were listed as draft. And I can get back to those assessments if I click on activities. It's actually pretty snappy this morning. Maybe we won't have any problems. I really hope that's the case. And I can click on assessments, and when I go back into the activities, the assessments are all listed right here. And it's draft, meaning none of the students can see them. So let's go ahead and publish. There's nothing in there, so how do I publish my assessment so my students can actually see it? Well, that's pretty simple. You click Manage Assessment, and you click Publish. All right, so it's going to ask you when you want it available, or if you want it any time, the total of points, and then what page you want it on. So if I wanted to show it on the third page, I'll click third page. I can click Finish, and then when I go to my pages on over here, and I go to my third page right here, there it is, and the students can click on it, and they'll actually be able to start the quiz. All right, so that's it for assessments. I just wanted to go back over that. I know I hadn't really shown you guys how to publish. We ran out of time, and PowerSchool Learning just kept breaking on me, so so that is that.